Hi, and welcome back to a very special, as you can see, episode of The Hooker's Corner featuring myself, the queer mummer, though today I am just Lucas because we are in the middle of a pandemic and all of my outfits are currently packed away. As a result, I haven't been able to film the complete version of the next episode where we explore mask, ironically. Uh, but for this episode, we're actually going to be doing a series on granny squares. So, for those who don't know, a granny square is a traditional crochet square that is used in many projects, and you actually see them a lot used in fashion as well as in houseware. So when it comes to blankets, afghans, as well as coats and little shawls, it's probably one of the more common styles of crochet that you see around. So let's hop right in and figure out how to do this. So the first thing we're going to need is obviously our hook. Today I am using a number 4.5 millimeter knit pick hook. As you can see, it's a really nice rainbow hook. And to go with that, I am using this Scarlet Briggs and Little Heritage yarn. It's a 100% wool, and it is made here in Atlantic Canada. So, our first thing to do is we're actually going to set up what's called a magic circle. So this is a little bit different than a traditional slip knot that we'd use for crochet, because this would allow us to crochet in the round, so in a circle, but through that we can actually create a circle where we have no hole in the middle. Because if we do a traditional slip knot and try to crochet in the round, no matter what, you would have at least a little tiny, if not tiny, a little big uh, hole in the middle of your circle. So with this, it's going to stop us from doing that, and it's pretty easy. So what we're going to do is make a piece fingers and put them together. What I'm going to do is take my end of my yarn and pinch it with my thumb against my pointer finger. I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to wrap towards the tip of my fingers, behind, and towards my knuckles, and then behind. I'm going to take my ring finger and pinch the yarn right there so it kind of just sticks behind my hand there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to go under the first, if I can get under the first, then go and hook in, as you can see, as I just did, the one that's closest to the knuckle. Then bring it through the first. Ooh. And now we have a loop. From here, I'm going to kind of hold or pinch my thumb and my middle finger right here between the little tail end and the circle, just to hold it in place. And I'm going to do 3 chains. So yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, chain 2, yarn over, and chain 3. So I'm going to throw my little ball of yarn I have here on the ground. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to crochet into the circle with a double crochet. And we're going to do this twice. In fact, this triple chain stitch that you see right here, these 3 chain stitches act as our first double crochet. So we'll yarn over, we'll go through the loop, yarn over, pull through. We'll yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, and through 2. And we'll do that one more time. Yarn over, through the hole, yarn over, back through. We'll yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. So now we have this little square of 1 fake double crochet and 2 real double crochet. Next, what we'll do is actually do a chain of 3 again. So we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is going to act as our corner for our square. And you'll see in a second, we're actually going to end up doing another 3 this time. 3 double crochets into our magic circle. So yarn over, the loop, yarn over through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that's 1. I'm going to kind of take that first double crochet I just did and sort of move it close to the other ones. We'll do my next one, number 2. And number 3. There. So now, as we can see, we have where we began right here. It goes up and it turns at a 90-degree angle and goes to the next 3. So our next step is to repeat this process. So we have to do another chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. What we'll do next is we'll do 3 more double crochets the exact same way we did them last time. So that's 1, that's 2, and our last one for number 3. Okay, so now we have the beginnings of a square. We'll do this again with the 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I have quite a bit of yarn in this magic circle at the moment. So what I can do, and this is what we're going to do to actually tighten our circle, I'm going to grab the tail and I'm going to pull just a little bit, not too much, probably just about there. Something that's going to be a little bit more workable than a bigger circle. I'll line up that tail with the circle again, and I'm going to yarn over and do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So, like we did last time when we pulled this tail, now we're going to pull it completely close. So if we do this, so you can see here, we almost have our square. What's missing is that we have to connect this end to our beginning area. So what we'll do is we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at this first chain of 3 that we did that was acting as a double crochet, and we'll actually count the number of stitches that we have, and at the 3rd we'll do a slip stitch. So I have 1, 2, and 3. This is my 3rd stitch right here. I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to go into the stitch, I'm going to yarn over, pull through number 1 and number 2 here. So here we go. This is the beginnings of our granny square. So this is just the first row. So now we're going to move on to our second row. The first thing we're going to do is, much like last time, we're going to start with some chains. However, this time, because we're starting at the edge here on, as I'll explain in a bit, we're starting on the left side of a ring. We're going to be doing 4 chains instead of 3. Another way to think about this is that for each row, so if I'm doing a, let's see, a 3-row granny square, every second row, the number of chains in the beginning will be 4, and for every odd number, it will be 3. So, since this is my second row, we'll do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll then yarn over and do 3 double crochets into this left loop right over here. Yarn over and through, through 1, 2, and 3. So we now have to move over to the other side and fill in right here because we still have space. So what we'll do is we'll do a chain of 3 and make a new corner. And then we'll double crochet 3 times into the same loop we were just in. 1, 2, and 3. So as we can see here, if I turn it this way, this is where we began the second row. We went over, and at this side of the corner, we did a chain of 3, and then we did 3 double crochets on this side to finish the corner. Now that we have to move over here, we don't need to do a chain of 3 to move over, because if we did, there would be a lot of space. So all we have to do is chain 1. So yarn over and chain 1. And now, like last time, we're going to triple crochet. Sorry, we're going to do 3 double crochets into this loop. 1, 2, and 3. And like this time, we're going to do the 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and back into this loop again to make that corner. 1, 2, final time, 3. So if we look at it again, here is our second row coming around with our new corners. Like last time, because we're in the middle, we'll only do 1 chain. 1. And then with this loop over here, again, we'll do 3 double crochets, a 3 chain, and then again, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. Perfect, we only have 1 corner left to go for this row. So again, we'll do a single chain, then we'll do a 3 double crochets, 3 chain stitch, and spoilers, we're going to change it up a bit. So let's get over there. A single chain, yarn over, and do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then the 3 chain, 1, 2, 3. So as we can see, we're almost done this row right here. One issue we're going to have is this chain right here that we started. Remember I said we were doing 4? Well, the reason why we did 4 is because this chain is going to act as our last double crochet for this corner right here. Now, the reason why we did 4 is because we needed to have the 3 for the double crochet and an additional chain for our middle. So we have a space so that we can crochet into it the next row up. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to double crochet twice. So there's 1 and number 2. So now I have to join this pair of chain, or this pair of double crochets with this chain. So we're going to look at our chain. We're going to count 1 stitch, 2, and 3. We're actually going to go into this third one. The fourth one we're going to leave open. So I put my hook into the stitch, I yarn over, and I pull through both loops, 1 and 2. And there is our second row. Okay, so for the purposes of this tutorial, this will be the last row. And the reason why is because for each consecutive row afterwards, you're just going to change the number of chains that you're starting with. So as I mentioned earlier, in our second row, we did a chain of 4. So in our third row, we have to do a chain of 3. An easy way to think of it, as I mentioned earlier, is the odd and even numbers. Any even number will be a chain of 4, and any odd number of rows will be a chain of 3. So I'm going to do, as I said, a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. I will then do 2 double crochets into this space right here. Number 1 and number 2. Because I have to move over to the corner and I'm not there already, I'm only doing a chain of 1. 1. And now into this ring, 3 double crochets. Three chains, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets back into the same loop. 1, 2, 3. Now, again, a chain of 1 to get to the middle, 1 chain, and 3 double crochets into this hole right here. 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to apologize for any additional noise that you hear. I'm currently working from my parents' house and their home, so they're moving around upstairs and answering the door and all that. We'll do another chain. So it's chain of 1 to move over to the corner, and now 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Again, we'll do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets back into the same ring. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to just lay it flat to show you what this looks like so far. So we started over here, we made our way around with every ring here that we have that's on the inside, not on the corners, we're doing a chain of 1, and the outside corners we're doing a chain of 3. So this is chain of 1, chain of 3. But we're always doing a 3 double crochet unless you're on a even number row and you're doing the last grouping to attach your chain of 4. So let's get back to it. We'll do our single chain stitch, 3 double crochet, single chain stitch, 3 double crochet. So single chain stitch, 3 double crochet, it's 1, 2, 3, and you will get faster and faster with this when you go. Honestly, when I first started to crochet, I found working with granny squares to be quite easy, and it was a good way to learn to crochet and learn the proper tension. We'll do a chain stitch, 3 double crochet, sorry, into this ring here, the corner. Again, like last time, we'll do a 3 chain because we're at the corner. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochets into this ring right here. The same one as last. 1, 2, free. So let's move this way with our single crochet. 1, 3 double crochets into this ring here as someone upstairs walks around. 1, 2, 3. To move over to the corner, we have to do a single crochet, or single chain, sorry, and then 3 double crochet in here. 1, 2, and 3. So, to move around the chain, or the ring, the corner, let's do another 3, chain, 2, 3, and our last set of 3 double crochet into this ring and this square. Yarn over. 1, 2, 3, and to finish up, we'll do a single chain, 1, and we will slip stitch into the third chain in this one right here. So 1, 2, 3. Put my hook in, yarn over, pull through that one and that one. And the signaling of my stomach there means that we chain and pull our string through, and we are done our granny square. So what you can do with this, you can make sure this is pulled tight, take your hook into one of the chains here and tie a knot and cut these short. You can then make hundreds of these and stitch these together to make a huge blanket or coat, or you can use it to yarn bomb something, whether that be a whole building, some public infrastructure, some racist monuments you want to destroy, you know? There's some great things that you can yarn bomb to queer and to change them up. So hopefully you had any issues at all trying to make this, but if you did, feel free to message me down below or on my Instagram at @thequeermummer, where I will try to answer your questions as soon as possible, and if I can, I'll try to answer it with a video. Perfect. I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to subscribe, and just to remember that in the beginning, this will be frustrating. And if you're frustrated, take a break, get a glass of water, get a beer, get a glass of wine, you know, whatever floats your boat. See ya.